If we compare Swiggy and CoinDCX, there is a slight difference. But if we compare Amazon and CoinDCX, there is a very huge difference. In May or June, I guess, the recruiter called me from her side that I have your profile and we have an opening. Do you want to apply?
How was the interview process like? Like, how many rounds were there? What was the focus on each round? If you can talk about a bit around that. So, which language technically you picked for the machine coding round? Just asking out of curiosity.
I told interview clearly that I have never worked with this, but if you're asking me about this, I would design in this way.
So, how did you like prepare for all these three rounds? Because I can see you had a DSA round as well, you had an LLD round as well, you have an HLD round as well.
So during this 6-month phase, I gave more than 100 interviews.
During your DSA round, were you expected to code a runnable code?
So guys, before moving forward, there is a very important information that I would like to give you. So recently we wrapped our Elite 1.0 front-end development course, and now we have launched our Elite 2.0 advanced front-end development course. This is a bigger and a better front-end development course that you need. This course doesn't need any particular prerequisite, and we are going to take you from the very beginner level to the advanced level of front-end engineering. We have actually included projects like your own Replit clone, Wix website maker clone, right? Uber clone, and a lot of similar projects. You're going to make your own PubSub library based LLD driven projects, and we are going to make sure that you learn important front-end design patterns as well. I'm going to list down all the projects and all the important design patterns here. This is the only course that you need if you're aiming for SD1 or SD2 or SD3 kind of roles, because we are going to take everything to the very advanced level in front-end engineering. We are going to learn a lot of optimizations, and we are going to see technologies like Next.js, Redux, Zustand, TypeScript, React, and of course, the latest version of React. This particular course is going to make sure that you have ample amount of projects that you can add in your resume. We are going to make approximately 20 plus projects with different variety of complexities, engineering problems, and of course, there will be a lot of discussion around the core concepts of frontend. So what are you waiting for? Check out the course link in the description below, and you can use the coupon code mentioned in the description section to get maximum discount possible. See you guys in the cohort, and let's get back to the video.
Hello everyone, I'm Sanket Singh and welcome back to my channel. So guys, today we have a very special guest with us. Today we have Anuj, who recently joined CoinDCX as a software engineer. And in this particular video, we are going to talk about his overall experience and his overall interview journey, that how we got an interview call with CoinDCX, because technically we know that we are kind of like in a very slow hiring phase. And in this phase, cracking companies which are in a crypto domain and with software engineering role is definitely a good thing altogether. So we are going to try to actually assess that what was his interview experience like, and what were the, I would say, type of questions, and what was the preparation strategy he technically tried to follow. So first of all, Anuj, welcome to the channel. How are you? How are you doing?
Yeah, hey Sanket, thanks for having me here. I'm good. Thanks.
Yep, cool. So if you can just quickly introduce yourself, like what you technically currently do, what you have been doing throughout your career. If you can just throw some light there, that would be helpful.
Sure. So yeah, hey Sanket, as you already mentioned, so I have recently joined CoinDCX as a senior software engineer, which is equivalent to SD2 role. And
Got it.
previously, I have worked with Amazon and Swiggy and another small company called Joe's Technology Group. So yeah, I have around 3 years of full-time experience and around 1 year of internship experience. Yeah, and
Got it. So you
college-wise,
joined the CoinDCX as a software engineer too, right?
right. Yeah.
Got it. So before CoinDCX, you were in Swiggy and Amazon. So like, how are you like feeling the difference between the work culture there and work culture in CoinDCX? Like, do you see a drastic transition? Do you see a very significant change, or how's it like?
Yeah, definitely. Like there is like if we compare Swiggy and CoinDCX, there is a slight difference. But if we compare Amazon and CoinDCX, there is a very huge difference. Like in Amazon, basically, you have to do everything in a planned manner, and you don't trust things there. But in
Yeah.
CoinDCX, as I have seen, like in last 2 weeks, we basically are very fast paced. So that's a very good thing. And also the tech stack and everything is very new.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I guess in Amazon most of things are with Java backend, I guess,
Right.
but really CoinDCX must be using something new. Like, are they using Go or something, or like, what's the tech
Yeah.
stack?
So basically, they have their services in Python, Node.js, and all the new services are being written in Golang.
Yeah, I read somewhere that CoinDCX is also migrating to Go. So yeah,
Right.
that's really interesting. So, like, how did you actually apply for this role at CoinDCX, and like, what was the application procedure like? Like, did you reach out to some recruiters or applied on the portal, or you got reached out by them? What was the overall scenario like for your hiring case?
Yeah, so basically my scenario was completely different. So basically I was laid off from Swiggy in January. So
Okay,
I was actively looking during that time. So
okay,
that time I messaged one recruiter from CoinDCX and I sent her my profile. But they didn't get back to me that time. But in May or June, I guess, the recruiter called me from her side that I have your profile and we have an opening. Do you want to apply and proceed further? So then I proceeded.
got it, got it. Oh, great. So yeah, I took a look at your LinkedIn profile, and to
Yeah,
be very honest, it looked pretty impactful to me. So I'm really sad that there was a layoff situation in Swiggy, but I'm really glad that you got an opportunity and coined DCX. And I've seen that happening to a few friends of mine as well, who have a strong eng profile, but
yeah,
maybe because of company finance and everything, they get into a situation like this, but they are
yeah.
able to get a call relatively new. And I believe the current market hiring is not that harsh for senior engineering roles like SD2 or SD3 roles. So that's really great. So, like, how was the interview process like? Like, how many rounds were there? What was the focus on each round? If you can talk about a bit around that.
So basically, in my scenario, they had obviously one DSA round and one LLD, one HLD round, and the
Okay.
last managerial round was kind of mixed. So they asked some HLD related things as well. But yeah, their major focus was on design only. DSA was kind of medium only, and one round was there, and it was very normal. But
Okay.
in LLD round, it was LLD was also like kind of medium only, but HLD was very they had been doing a lot of cross questioning and lot of questions were there. So one very senior person was taking my interview, so he dived deep into my design and all those things.
Got it, got it. So let's first of all talk about your LLD round. So was it like a machine coding round where you were expected to maybe build an app altogether, or it was like an LLD round that happens in some companies where they start with a algorithmic problem statement and then try to convert that to a design pattern based, relatively cleaner solution? How was the LLD round altogether there?
So it was kind of machine coding only. So I was
Okay.
given a problem statement and I had to code it in 1 hour, and then we were discussing some things about if I have to design the DB, how will I do that, and which design pattern I'm using, and why not this, why this, these kind of things. Yeah.
Okay, okay, got it. Yeah, like so in 1 hour you were expected to also code the app, and you were also expected to do some answers around that. Is that correct?
No, I think I don't remember exactly. I think it was more than 1 hour. I think it was
Okay.
1 hour 20 minute kind of interview where I took
Mhm.
around 55 minutes to code that problem, and then we were having cross questioning.
Okay. So what was the expectation? Expectation? Were you expected to have a running code in the app? Because a lot of machine coding rounds have that expectation that you have to have a running code, but you do not need to have any APIs or network interaction or databases. What was your situation overall like?
Yeah, I was also expected to have a running code, no APIs or no front end as such. Basically, you can take input from console or any file, and it
Okay.
should be running, and you should be following proper basically coding paradigms and all those things.
Got it. So which language technically you picked for the machine coding round? Just asking out of curiosity.
This is very strange. Basically, I give every interview in CPP, so I chose CPP for machine coding as well.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool. So yeah, like I gave once my machine coding round in CPP once.
Yeah,
But I guess it's relatively easy only because if you know the design patterns and everything in Java or something,
yeah,
yeah, replicating them in C++ is not that difficult because most of the things we have here, right? But yeah, like I find very less people actually using C++ nowadays. Most of the people find Java based tutorials, so they keep giving their machine coding and LLD rounds in Java. But that's really great. So like, are you like a hardcore CPP coder that like in DSA and everything also you use CPP, or like
yeah.
what's the scenario like?
Basically, CPP is my kind of first language. I've been doing it from my school time. So basically,
Okay,
I have very good flow in that. I tried giving one LLD interview in Java, but it was very bad. I had to
okay.
think everything, but in CPP it goes with the flow. So that's why.
Got it. And for the DSA round, so what were the like the topics that were asked in DSA round? What was the difficulty? Like, would you rate the CoinDCX DSA round relatively tougher than, let's say, what you gave probably at Amazon, or was it easier than that? Any particular set of topics that they were specifically focusing on?
It was kind of similar to Amazon only. So I think there was one graph-based question and another was array.
Okay, okay, got it. And this was a 1 hour round as well, right?
Right, right, right. Yes.
Okay. And coming back to your main round that you mentioned that the good amount of focus was on high level design, right?
Right.
So can you tell us more about what was the flow of the round and how exactly things worked out in the round? Were you able to answer most of the questions? What was your thinking process and how you actually approached the problem that was asked? Can you like tell us something about that? Because a lot of people are there who still are not able to figure out that what happens in a high level design round, like how you are expected to design a system altogether. So if you can throw some light on that particular round, that would be helpful.
Yeah, so basically, HLD round was very simple kind of thing. Like, not simple, basically very short kind of thing. So the interviewer just gave me one single line of statement that you have to design this. So initially, what I did was I clarified all the requirements from him, like what is the throughput expected, who all can upload the data. Basically, it was kind of a data streaming kind of thing. I
Okay.
can't tell the exact question, but it was around that.
Makes
So
sense.
I basically clarified like who all will be uploading the data and how we'll be uploading the data. Like will it be via
Okay.
some APIs or some platform will be there? And then
Got
I
it.
started designing things around that. Then the interviewer jumped in between and gave some problems like let's say there is this thing. How will you tackle this? And so
Okay.
basically, I have never worked with Kafka kind of thing. So I was
Okay.
having some hard time there. So
Okay.
I told interview clearly that I have never worked with this, but if you are asking me about this, I would design in this way, and I'm taking this because of this reason. This will be advantage. This will be disadvantage. So all those things we discussed. At the end, I was not sure whether I will make it or not, but then I discussed with few of my friends, and everyone told me that it is basically like the question was kind of more than my experience level, so they were just getting to see like how am I taking the direction and all those things. But
Got
yeah,
it. Got it. Yeah. Generally, it happens sometimes that people ask you questions relatively on the harder side for HLD, but they want to see, like, based on your 3 year, 4 year experience, 5 year experience, how you approach the problem, right? It can happen that you might have not worked with a particular type of technology, maybe like Kafka, but if you can propose some alternate to that, what you have worked and how maybe you can tweak that, that would be really nice. Like in my interviews as well, like for Microsoft, when I give the high level design round, the problem statement was very infra level problem statement. Like generally when you will go to any particular system design video, they'll ask you to probably design a YouTube design and over, but in my case it was very infra level. So very I would say internal problem statement was there, that is actually handled by my team as well. But yeah, things can actually go that way, that probably you have to think it through at that point of time, and like you have to tell your thoughts altogether. So how did you like prepare for all these three rounds? Because I can see you had a DSA round as well, you had an LLD round as well, you have an HLD round as well. So a pretty wholesome interview experience, I believe. So how did you technically approach to the preparation for all these three rounds altogether?
so like as I mentioned, I was already giving a lot of interviews. So during this
Okay.
6 month phase, I gave more than 100 interviews. So
Okay.
that really helped me prepare well. So DSA, like I was already well versed with all the topics and all. So I did
Okay.
some like I had some start questions. So I prepared for them. And before every interview, I would just go on LinkedIn, sorry, Lead Code and Glassdoor, and I'll check the interview experience for the company and just go through them. And for LLD, basically I coded some like most commonly asked 10 questions, and I
Okay.
tried to do them in 1 hour window. That's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for HLD, yeah, I was referring to a lot of YouTube channels. Like there are a lot of people like Gaurav San, Kirti, and there is one, what is that? There is one guy, Code Karle, something. Uh,
Got it.
yeah, so I visited a lot of videos, some educative courses, and a lot of things for HLD.
Got it. Yeah, HLD is more about like the amount of stuff that you read a lot,
Right.
because you have to know about a lot of technology. Sometimes you might have never hear about something specific. For example, I once was reading a lot of HLD tutorials for my interviews, and I came to know about a lot of Apache technologies like Apache Storm. Then
Right.
Kafka was the first time that I got introduced to, and so on. So reading, I believe, definitely helps. And you told that you gave like 100 odd interviews
Right.
in 6 months. That's a lot of interviews. I believe that phase would have been pretty grilling. But like, did you feel that you were able to get the callbacks pretty easily? Because 100 is definitely a good number, and even if you like see a plus minus 10 delta, so that's a pretty good number. So like, how was your application strategy like? Like, were you applying too much, or were you looking for referrals? Like, how you were able to get so many calls altogether in this kind of a season?
So yeah, basically I was using everything to the fullest. So I was utilizing LinkedIn to the fullest. So if I see any opening, I will message five, six recruiters from that particular company and give them my
Okay.
profile. So definitely I was having Swiggy and I was having good work experience. So that definitely helped me get some calls. And also my
Okay.
friends were also there to refer me. And yeah, also like there were few other people who got laid off, so they were interviewing me, so they also provided me some recruiter contact, like you can connect with them, so that helped me.
Got it. Got it. One last question regarding your DSA round and DSA aspect. So technically, two questions there. First, while you were preparing for DSA, were you like following any sheet or something, or like were you having kind of like any magic number in your mind that I have to solve, let's say probably, or revise probably, let's say 300 odd question? Because a lot of people do that strategy nowadays, that I have 500 solved question, I have 400 lead code solved question. So were you having any magic number in that mind? And the second question that I have is that, like, during your DSA round, were you expected to code a runnable code, or like, for example, if you see interviews for Microsoft, you are expected to write a runnable code. They will be running your code as well. But in Google, if your code has some syntax issue, that's not a case for them, because they actually code it on Google Docs, so they don't run it, but the logic of the problem should be correct. So what was your case, if you can answer both of these questions?
So yeah, as for me, like I don't chase any number as such. So basically, what I do is like I have two topics which I'm like not that good, like DP and graphs. Basically, graphs. I struggle with graphs. So what I do is like when I started preparing, so my major focus was on graphs. So
Okay.
initially, what I did was I went through all topics and did 5, 10 medium hard level questions, and that
Okay.
boosted my confidence. And then majority of the time I spent on DP and graphs only. For that, I think I coded some 20, 30 questions from each topic and revised my fundamentals. And
Makes sense.
yeah, I was also expected to code the running solution. So
Okay.
in CoinDCX especially, but there were few companies like as you mentioned Google. So there were few other companies who were like taking interviews on some doc kind of thing. So they were not
Okay.
expecting the runnable solution.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, that gives us the good clarity about the rounds. So yeah, I guess that those were the questions from my side. I believe whosoever is watching the video, and if they have any rounds aligned for CoinDCX and similar domain companies, they must be getting a good context around how you can technically prepare for that. Right. I'll probably try to list down all the resources that probably you used in the description section below, so that people can actually refer that and try to prepare for their upcoming interviews. And again, like, good luck for your upcoming endeavors at CoinDCX. I believe you'll be able to contribute with to some good engineering problems there, and we'll try to make a really good impact as well. And also, thanks for taking out time and having this quick conversation with us. So, yep, that being said, let's wrap this particular video here, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. I'll try to answer most of them. And I'll also put down all the relevant links that you can actually check out and start preparing for similar kind of interviews. Till then, take care, guys. Bye bye. I'm Sanket Singh, signing off.